What's up, everybody? Matt Modi here with DGF Fantasy, and I have a 6-pick PrizePicks entry for you guys to lock in today. These picks, all 6 of them, I found using the DGF DFS optimizer, which makes using PrizePicks or any of these other DFS platforms incredibly easy. You just choose whatever platform you are looking for, and then it literally gives you plays to hit categorized by, for lack of a better word, how good they are based on the color coordinating. High green, very light green means good. The farther down you go, slightly less tinted green going to yellow, going to red. Now, these plays that are red and yellow doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. It just means that they're not as good as the plays at the top here. And we see at the top, there are a bunch of esports games, the League of Legends. We have some WNBA, we have some more WNBA, and then towards the bottom, we start getting to some MLB. But this entry specifically will be consisting of esports as well as the WNBA. And when it comes to PrizePicks, 2 things to note before we get into all these picks. Number 1, the best bang for your buck in terms of mathematical value when you are using PrizePicks is to place 5 or 6 pick flexes. This is based on the payout that you receive if you hit 5 or 6 of those picks, get them all correct. The payout makes it so 5 and 6 picks is the best bang for your buck. The next thing to understand is that these payouts that you see here, 25x if we get all 6 correct, they don't change regardless of what individual plays we add, right? Like Collier, Nafisa Collier, this is a play, a WNBA play. If I choose more than, it's get all 6 correct, it's 25 extra money. If I change less than, it's the same thing. If I go up to another player, I change this from more to less. Same exact thing. It's the same exact payout. So PrizePicks, which is remarkably, wildly different from every other, I should say, the regulated sports books, right? The FanDuel, the DraftKings that you see right here, they don't change the odds of your payout based on what actual play you're playing, which is crazy to think because, like, if FanDuel or DraftKings thinks a play is likely to hit, they're going to charge more money for it, right? That's how the whole thing works. But PrizePicks doesn't do that. So really what you want to do is you want to find plays that are, for again, lack of a better word, it's like the caveman strategy, that are literally likely to hit. It as simple as that. Find plays that are likely to hit. And that's what the DFS optimizer on DGF does for you. It gives you a % chance of that play hitting based on the DGF odds that you see right here. DGF calculates their own kind of version of odds based on where the sports books price everything and stuff. The more likely a play is to hit, the better it looks on PrizePicks. So I have a bunch of different plays here on PrizePicks. A couple of these plays, these games, I should say, start soon. So I ended up choosing games that are a little bit later. So we see the start times here, 7 p.m., 7 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 8 p.m., and then the earliest one is at 3 p.m. But we got to back FBI, right? So the way that the DFS optimizer works, and we can start actually going through our individual plays now, is it gives you all the raw information that you need for the entry. The player name, who you're backing, the stat, what market are you playing, whether you're taking the over or the under, the PrizePicks line, and then the sportsbook line. Now, these 2 differences is very important, which we'll get into, but the very first play that we're going to go ahead and add to our entry is River, electric League of Legends player. Everybody knows that, but we are fading him for tonight, taking him to go under 2.5 map 1 kills. So we got River less than 2.5 map 1 kills. That is our first play. DGF gives this just below a 60% chance of hitting with their true line at -187. Really, this % odds to hit number, as long as you're above like 52.5, essentially is kind of what the payout comes out to. As long as you're above that number, you're good to go. And these plays are all like insanely above that number. But this is play number 1, River, again, under 2.5 map 1 kills. Next up, we got the closer, right? Closer, electric player. He is down here to record under 2 map 1 kills. So this is where we need to talk about the sportsbook line and the PrizePicks line, because PrizePicks is pricing this at 2. Well, just because PrizePicks has it at a number doesn't mean all of these sportsbooks are going to have it at the same number. And in this case, instead of having it at 2, they have it at 1.5. Now that half point difference, half kill, whatever you want to call it, that's a massive, massive difference for numbers as low as this, right? We have, I mean, like the sports books, we have pricing it at 1.5. We are getting it at 2. So because the sports books have it, they're over under at a number below what PrizePicks does. That's essentially a way of them telling you, hey, the under 2 is a play here. And that's kind of where you see this little button that's selected off here, show DFS line discrepancies. When you have this button selected, like I do, it shows examples such as this, where the sportsbook line and the DFS line are different, which means that we can take advantage of plays like that. And there are a couple of plays that we have for that example, like this WNBA play right here, which we can get right into. This is our next pick. I don't want to butcher this lady's name. Ezi McGeber over 9.5 rebounds plus assists. So she is over 9.5 rebounds plus assists. It's similar here. The sportsbooks price it at 10.5. We are taking her to go over 9.5 because if the sportsbooks, like if you think about it, the fact that they price his over under at 10.5, her over under at 10.5 is them telling you, well, we think that she's more likely than not to go over 9.5. And DGF calculates this, the percent chance that she goes over at 58.14%. So this is our third pick for this entry. Next up, we got another esports play, Gory, to go less than 3.5 map 1 kills. Gory under 3.5 map 1 kills. So this is not a sportsbook discrepancy. This is just an odds discrepancy. DGF calculates their true line of this to be at minus 156. That converts to a win percentage of 55.78%. That makes it a good play to put in a PrizePicks. Again, we're well above the 52.5% number. Next up, we got 2 more WNBA plays that I've kind of already talked about. This one, Nafisa Collier to go under 10 rebounds plus assists. This is another example of a sportsbook discrepancy, sportsbook line discrepancy. We're taking under 10. The sportsbooks have it at 9.5. Again, that half-point difference. It's not as valuable going from 1.5 to 2 or 2 to 3.5, whatever, but still a pretty big deal going from under 10 because the sportsbooks have it at 9.5, which is what the play is right here. Then the last play, Sabrina Ionescu, who is an absolute stud. She's incredible, but we are taking her to go under 4.5 assists. So here's an example where you can kind of use the sportsbook lines as a reference, right? PrizePicks doesn't charge any extra juice based on the over or the under. We've covered that. Well, look at where all these sportsbooks price this play. Minus 150, minus 148, minus 150, minus 152. You could ignore this minus 122 because that's underdog. So they have the same implied odds for every play. But every sportsbook that is actually pricing this play are telling you how likely they think it is that she goes under 4.5 assists. So they're juicing the crap out of it, right? Minus 150, minus 148. Well, they're not doing that. PrizePicks isn't paying any extra juice for taking the under, which means that, okay, this is an incredible value because the over would be in the crazy plus money, a very unlikely scenario. But since we're taking it on PrizePicks, we are not paying any extra juice. That rounds out our 6 picks for this entry. Let's go 6-0. Let's 25x our money. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and have a good one.